Technicians photographing the tire marks left by the putative blue car. "They hauled ass down 46th Street. They must have come right by me." "You didn't spot the car?" The sergeant shrugged, then laughed. "Hey, I got my hands full with the fucking Palestinians or Pakistanis or whatever the fuck they are." The sergeant was about to get himself in trouble trying to think of a way to explain how a blue car with two assassins in it driving like a bat out of hell away from a place where moments before at least 10 shots had been fired, that place being not 100 yards from the sergeant's own command post, had escaped all notice. Embarrassed for the man, Frangie forestalled any further lies by asking the sergeant to show him the witnesses. They walked off toward the restaurant. Wayne approached the corpse. As usual at such moments, he let his mind go blank, to convert it into a receptive sponge for any clues that might be invisible to the willing intellect. As usual, his mind remained blank, except for a vague sadness about the finality of death. The murdered man was not wearing 2 different shoes or unmatched socks. He did not have in his mouth, which was open and full of congealing blood, a mysterious signet ring, and Wayne, sighing, did not believe that he would find in the man's pocket a torn matchbook with the killer's name written on it. Wayne moved away to let the crime scene man put plastic bags over the victim's hands, a routine procedure, and then, stepping carefully to avoid soaking his shoes in the thick blood, he went through pockets. Frangie, meanwhile, was getting names and addresses of the eyewitnesses and writing down where they had been at the time and place of the crime and whether they had seen anything. He decided to start with the young dog-walker, who was apparently the witness closest to the crime. She had by this time recovered from her hysterics and was sipping coffee. Her Afghan was quivering at her feet, chewing on a beef knuckle supplied by the proprietor. Frangie established the basic facts. 2 shooters, both had shot. There was no talking from either the shooters or the victim. The victim had tried to get away by flinging his coat. The shooters had not taken anything from the victim. They had re-entered their car and driven off. No, she hadn't taken down the license plate number. No, she hadn't recognized the make of the car. Yes, she would be available to look at different pictures of cars. No, she hadn't noticed anything peculiar about the shooters. They were average. She couldn't tell their race because they had been wearing ski masks and gloves. The other witnesses added little to this except that, by a miracle, the restaurant proprietor had spotted the car for a 77 or 78 Ford Fairlane 2-door. His sister had one just like it. Wayne watched the body being bagged and loaded into the waiting ME wagon, and he then put the evidence bags with the pocket contents into a cheap plastic briefcase and walked over to the restaurant. The press had picked up the scent already, and the sergeant had called in a few more troops to handle the growing crowd of journalists and photographers. People shouted questions at Wayne and poked microphone tubes at him and held up recorders in the din to catch some marketable vibrations from his lips. He waved them off and pushed past into the restaurant along a path